back in my Brooklyn home studio and we have quite a lot to accomplish. I have an opportunity to get out onto Montauk later this week and I am just so thrilled to be able to spend some time next to the ocean, which is like my most favorite thing. I know some people are mountain people and I don't know if it's because I'm like a Cancer in the zodiac, but like, give me that water. So I gotta get this commission done and I need to update my fair website. I am hoping that within the next 2 days we can get that done and we can get out of the city. We've been in the city for too long and get some fresh air. So without further ado, oh yeah, if you're new here, welcome. I am Alexis. I'm a full-time artist here in New York City, and on this channel I share my art and inspiration and books and activism and life in the city. I mean, just really a little bit about everything. And if that is what you're into, I am thrilled that you're here. Let's get started. So I'm going to take you back in time just real fast and we're going to go back to last night. Here I am meeting with, we call it like an accountability meeting. A dear friend of mine, Hollis, I met her in an artist cohort that I was a part of, maybe 2 years ago, but we meet once a month. She is also a full-time artist, an incredible designer, and small business owner. She's based out of San Francisco, so we just do like a monthly Zoom to catch up and set business goals and art goals and talk about the ins and outs of being self-employed. And so if you are someone who is on this journey of self-employment, I could not more highly recommend finding someone like Hollis in your life where you can just check in, hold one another accountable, share words of encouragement, because sometimes this life is a little hard, and just celebrate each other's wins. And so we met last night and we had an excellent talk, and it really helped me kind of get my brain wrapped around where I want to head in the next month. Very much related to reaching out to art directors and making things happen. And so we're going to spend a little bit of time together last night because it's very much connected to updating the fair shop, and then we'll get going with today's work. But I thought this might be helpful to see just a little bit more of the ins and outs of what my life looks like as a full-time creative and business owner here in Brooklyn. So today had a bit of a late start, but it's still been a very full one. I think that's what I love most about being able to work for yourself, is that you get to make your own hours. So if you start at 2 p.m., you start at 2 p.m. But as a small business owner and as an artist and illustrator who is looking to expand their network and grow their practice and their business, one thing that I have heard from many people is that I need to have like a one-pager that I can send to art directors. And so today I spent some time getting my one-pagers together. So I have one for my illustration and I have one for my portraiture work. And I don't know if you can see this, but I might just pop it up on the screen. But this is my illustration and this is my portrait work. And it just lists, you know, a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do and your practice and examples of your work and who you've worked with. So finally got those done. That's been on my list for a long time. And for all of my small business wholesalers out there, there is a site called Fair that is Wholesale, and I got an account with them, I don't know, sometime within the last year or so, and I threw up a bunch of the things that I have a print of, but I have not put up any of my hand-cut portraits because I just haven't been able to figure out the pricing, and I have not updated my Fair to include all of the things that I have because I've been really overwhelmed by figuring out this part of my business. And so I think I mentioned it in my last like studio day video about how Paper for the People started as just like an independent practice, and I started making portraits of people for Black History Month and then Women's History Month just to get better at hair. And that kind of turned into people asking if they could buy these portraits. And so then for the first year and a half or so, my business solely consisted of these hand-cut portraits of famous people, for a lack of a better word, and then also commissions of families and what have you. And I have been sitting on this little inventory of these hand-cut portraits and deciding whether or not I want to put them up into fair and figuring out what would be a fair price for that. Well, long story short, or long story long, I received an email today through Fair with a request about these portraits, wanting to know if I had any and if I would be willing to sell them wholesale. And Julia Cameron in The Artist Way was talking about synchronicities, and when I tell you I was just thinking about this and how I really needed to move that up on my to-do list. And then I just had a meeting with a fellow artist. We meet once a month and hold each other accountable and give each other advice. And in our conversation today, we were even just talking about Fair. And so it was just one of those things where we were talking about Fair. I've been thinking about Fair, and I got off and there was an email from someone in Fair. So, you know, it's running a little late, but that's fine because I am a night owl and Mario has band practice tonight, so he's at the practice space. I'm gonna pull down this inventory and I'm gonna take stock of what I've got so that I can start maybe getting really serious with this wholesale thing. So let's do some of that together. I also don't think that you've seen this middle room of our apartment. I think every living space has like a room or a corner or something that they kind of keep away from the public eye. It's like our catch-all. It's Mario's home studio, and it's where I keep all of my like art supplies and business supplies. But let's get this stuff down and let's start counting. Now the counting begins. I honestly don't even know what I have anymore. I had them on so many different sites and things over the years. And I've been meaning to take inventory. I guess it's time. need to go through and see what files I have for these and what images I have for my shop that I can then pop up onto Fair and populate my Fair with these once I figure out the price point, because they come framed. All of these, like I said, are hand cut. On Wholesale, you get like half the profit. So if it's listed at 42 like in my shop, then with Wholesale I would only get 21, and including the frame, that means it would be like 14, which these take so long to make, like that math doesn't math. So I got some thinking to do, but yeah, I'm gonna get this all put away, and I'm gonna maybe start putting together some info for Fair. But I'm gonna call it a night here, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to get a portrait started. I think it's probably gonna take me like 2 days. There's 5 people, it's pretty detailed. Lots of curly hair, which I love, but that always takes a little bit longer. So tomorrow and the next day, portrait. And then this weekend, we're going out to Montauk. So let's get this done so we can go out and have some fun. But I will catch you tomorrow. Okay, I'm making progress. I have the body of one of the kids mostly done. He's in the background, so it's fewer details. And I have the legs and the shoes of another one. But it is 4:15 and I really want to get outside today. It's like super humid in the apartment. So let's get outside. I'm gonna go for a little walk and just sit in the park for a minute. And I really do think that I'll be able to get mostly done, if not all of the way done. But I'm gonna put on some socks and shoes and get outside because it's truly just so beautiful. Let's go. So I just got back from my walk, and as much as New York drives me nuts, I never want to live in a city that is not a walkable city. The fact that I can leave my apartment and go sit in a beautiful park and then grab some fruit on the way home is just like, what more does it, what more does anybody need, really? Oh shit. Now I gotta go change my pants. Anyways, what was I saying? Walkable cities for the win. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. And then let's get this commission finished. So tomorrow we can do the shop update and we can get out to Montauk. this one took a bit of time. There were 5 people, and anytime there's that many people within a piece, the layering always takes just a minute to figure out. And this one took a little bit of extra time because there was so much beautiful curly hair and a stroller. And anytime there's a wheeled vehicle, it takes a bit longer. Good morning. I used to say that every morning to my kids. Oh my god. Welcome back. Day 2. Let's see what we can get done. I am pretty tired this morning. I hope the birds aren't distracting, but I really love the birds and I didn't want to close the window just to film this, so I'm going to keep it short. Gonna finish this commission, get it out the door. If there is time, maybe I'll go to the gym because I'm trying so hard to get strong. But I'm gonna have some coffee, I'm gonna get this commission done, gonna update my fair wholesale website, and then we'll get out to Montauk for a little R&R. And I don't know about you, but that's what I'm really looking forward to. So a full day here, some art, some website updating, and maybe some movement, but let's get into it. So all in, this one took about 2.5 days of like solid work, but I am really thrilled with how it turned out. I always grossly underestimate how long a shop update is going to take. I keep my website pretty up to date. I know that there are some current pieces that I still need to update on my Squarespace. Overall, I think it's in a really solid spot, but like I've mentioned with Fair, I opened the account a little over a year ago, and I have not touched it since, just because there's been so many other pieces to my business that I've been working to really get moving and get a handle on. And so it's just kind of been in the back of my mind, and I really appreciated the push to get this all updated. You'll see I started this segment with my Great Creating collection, and those are quilt squares that I have cut out of paper, and a portion of each one of those is donated to an organization that I value and respect. And so this collection of mine is one that just means a lot to me, and I really love having a way to give back with what I create. And so I currently have, I think 5 squares. And within those squares, I donate to Planned Parenthood and the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund, Chick Mission, which helps support breast cancer survivors, the Navajo Water Project, and City Harvest, which is an organization here in the city which helps to feed the people of New York. All right, let's get out to Montauk. I have wanted to go to Montauk since I first saw that movie, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Please tell me I'm not alone here. And I have to say that Montauk did not disappoint. It was a weekend out of the city in this quiet, beautiful beach town, and we stayed with a friend of ours who was actually one of Mario's first roommates when he moved to the city. And Doug and I share the exact same birthday, same day, same year, and I think that there's something in that we just became dear friends immediately. But it was just wonderful to spend time with close friends and to be out near the water, and we actually ended up seeing a baby seal at the end of our trip. When you are in the process of rebuilding, or if you're in the process of a big life transition, oftentimes your days can kind of feel very much the same. And days go by and you lose track of what day of the week it is because you're just so focused on building. At least that's how it's been for me. And so really for the last year and a half, 2 years, I've just been in my Brooklyn apartment working to build up Paper for the People, my art business, to be something that I can be proud of and provides a sustainable life here in the city. And while it has been an absolute joy and a dream to have this time, I'm just so grateful for the time away. If you have made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for spending your time with me. If you found value here, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know to send it out to others who might also find enjoyment or value. And if you would like to follow along as I continue to rebuild after extreme burnout and create a life based on art here in the city, I would be truly honored if you subscribed. We have a very small and growing community here, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I am so grateful for the opportunity to share a little bit about my story and what it is that I create. And for all of you who are along on this journey, I cannot wait until we have conversations in the comments and we get to know each other better. But I just want to say that on this day, no matter what time you watched this, I hope it's been a kind one. And until next time.